Hey, welcome back. This is Rick Brown with Beyond the Key podcast, where we go beyond real estate, beyond business, and beyond the everyday conversations to bring you the stories, lessons, and people making an impact in our community. I'm going to be your host and your driver today. My name is Rick Brown, and today I've got a fantastic guest join us. Today's guest grew up in a small town in Mena, Arkansas. Everybody knows where that is. It comes a long way since then. Casey holds a bachelor's degree from UCF, go Knights, and a master's in, okay, so I'm going to tell you, I've got a little bit of a script here. Is it accountancy?
Yeah, perfect. Exactly.
Okay. All right. From Stetson University. Okay. I don't even know what they are. They're not Knights. What are they?
Hatters.
You know? Hatters. Okay. Yeah. And since then, he's spent the last 11 years deep in accounting and tax trenches for all of Central Florida. Casey's now the founder of Courtesy Financial LLC. It's a tax firm, and he's been running it for the past 8 years, helping business owners stay compliant, profitable, and ahead of the IRS. So we're not being chased. Casey's known for bringing clarity, complex tax issues, building smart financial systems, and delivering straight talk advice that makes sense, because obviously it can make us feel dumb. Whether he's guiding entrepreneurs through multi-state tax rules or helping families make smarter long-term tax decisions, Casey brings a rare mix of expertise, practicality, and genuine care for the people he services. Welcome, Casey, to Beyond the Key podcast. I'm excited to have you.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the invite. I hope it's great for your viewers, and I'm excited.
Yeah, fantastic. So I got to ask, you grew up in Mena, Arkansas. Pretty different place here from Central Florida, would you say?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it snows in Mena. they pronounce it Mena, but and no one would know that because it's so small. It's like a town of 5,000 people. And I didn't even step foot into a mall until I was like 11 or 12. So, it's like going from like the woods, nothing, to like the Roman Empire in Central Florida when I moved here. So it was, quite an experience.
So let me ask, so like one traffic light, is that what we're talking about? That small of a town? Like one store, one coffee shop that everybody hung out at? What?
Yeah, it's actually one big Walmart. Okay. And if you want to have a town meeting, pretty much just go to the Walmart. You can't go to Walmart without seeing everybody you know. It's kind of an insane experience.
Gotcha. So honestly, Casey, I mean, I know we're going to talk a lot about accounting, and a lot of people would think that's pretty boring. But when you were younger, did you always see yourself doing accounting or financing, or what was your dream career before taxes entered the picture?
Oh, great question. So when I was like 3 years old, I remember this clear as day. I remember telling my sister, I want to help businesses. And I don't know where I got that from. I really don't. To this day, it just came to me, I guess. But I didn't know what. And as I got older, I had no idea what I wanted to do in business. And then I was talking to my landlord, my mom's landlord, I was 18. And he was an accountant. And I asked him, like, I want to do something with businesses, but I don't know what. And he said that accounting is the way to go because, everybody can do marketing or management, but not everybody can do accounting in the business world. And I was like, that makes sense to me. And here I am.
So, did you say 3 years old you were thinking this?
Yes. And my sister can support me with evidence.
I was gonna say, we might have to get some backup here because, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Austin. Austin is my son, and also with Apley Home Loans. And it's a fit that he, obviously in the beginning, when he was little, he wanted to play baseball. Mm-hmm. But he was really good with numbers. Like, he obviously learned his alphabet really quick. He's got a higher IQ. His math was crazy good. And now, he got into the computer when he first started. And then now he's in doing loans and running numbers. And so it became a fit for him. But I'm surprised that at 3 years old, you kind of knew that's pretty cool. But since you've spent over a decade in the accounting world, looking back, what was one moment that made you realize, you know what, this is what I want? and eventually led to starting Courtesy Financial.
Yeah, actually, I think it's probably the inverse. It's probably what I didn't want.
Okay.
I quickly, when I started out, I quickly realized I can't just be a cog. I need to be a decision maker. And I love and respect all of my bosses, but there were times where I'm like, that's a bad decision. I wouldn't do that. And I quickly realized that my brain is more set up for the strategic side of a business and leading that. I am good at, obviously the fundamentals, but I think quickly I realized my time and my brain power is better spent, leading versus just, doing the dirty work, day to day.
So did you actually, were you an accountant or did you work in the tax world for someone before you decided to do this on your own?
Yes, yeah. I worked with RSM, had a tax internship through them, and then I had like 4 other jobs before I hopped ship and did my own thing. I did accounting for an apartment complex, BNY Mellon. I did their fund bookkeeping, really. I mean, like mutual fund bookkeeping, if you could put it that way. Tracking the net asset value, not to get too technical, but that's what I did. And every day, bookkeeping, reconciling. And that, both of those jobs really did help me with what I do today. And then the other job was Wyndham, and which is where Austin actually worked.
I was just going to say, yeah, right.
Yeah, and I had no idea. And in fact, until we joined BNI, which is a group that we're in, a professional group, and we'll probably talk more about that. But until him and I had a one-on-one, I realized that we were employed at the same time, had no idea, and then we also, funny enough, got laid off at the same time.
I was just going to say, that's not funny, but yeah. 2019, right?
Yep. So that was insane. And then, but because of Wyndham, it was truly the kick that I needed to go start my own thing. I was always apprehensive about it. I knew it's what I wanted to do. I just didn't have the push. And Wyndham was very, very nice. They gave me a severance package for a couple months, and that's all I needed to get going. And it was great.
Isn't that funny? You guys have that so much in common, because that was what the push was that he needed. He was doing the computer, repair or whatever he was doing with computer science. He was the, one that fixed the computers when they weren't working, and then he got laid off. And he was like, "What am I going to do, Dad? I don't know what to do now." And I'm like, "Well, maybe you want to be a real estate agent." And he was like, "I don't think so." He's very introverted, and like I mentioned, he's a numbers guy. So I'm like, well, I can't think of anything that makes sense except for maybe going into loans. So let me ask you, do you have to be certified to become a tax accountant? Like, I know there's school, right? I know you said you got a degree, you got a master's, which is quite impressive in itself. But if I didn't want to go to school, could I become a tax accountant?
You can. I have my license, my enrolled agent license, which is a federal license, which allows me to do all 50 states. But you can. I mean, you can literally turn 18, do no education past that, and do the EA course and pass the 3 tests. And if you can do that, which would be really difficult, but you can do it, and then you can do tax returns. You can technically do it without the EA license, but you're very limited. It's like doing them with your hand tied behind your back, and I don't recommend it. But you can do it. And it's very dangerous. So that's actually a great point, that you really need to know the credentials of the person doing your return. If they don't have any license or education, I kind of push you away from them. But everyone's different, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's is it like real estate? And that's the only thing I could think of. And I think very similar to mortgages, you have so many hours that you have to take in order to be able to sit for the test, and then you get your license, and then you obviously have your post licensing, and then you have your getting a brain fart. What the hell do you call it? Follow up every 2 years. You gotta, I don't know. Somebody out there will probably comment, but every 2 years I have to go and I have to sit and learn anything that's new, and I'm just completely blanking out. But do you have to do that?
Yeah, continuing education.
That's what it is. Thank you. Continuing education. You were like just waiting for me to shut up.
Yeah, be respectful.
Right.
But yeah, no, continuing education is so important.
Right.
And we're required to get like 23 hours every year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it makes sense because tax code, it's updated, if not yearly, every 2 years. The midterms happen and they have new people coming in, making new rules. And it seems like every time there's a government shutdown, something changes. So it's constantly changing, and that's why accountants have to be doing continuing education. I don't keep my license; I actually lose it if I don't do it. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it is definitely.
Well, I mean, in your field, I mean, things are always changing, right? So you really got to stay one step ahead of the IRS, or they're coming after you.
100%.
Or actually, they're coming after me.
And then you're coming after me.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I always have like a fun saying. I'll get off a client call and I'm like, they're not going to use me, but I know they're going to be calling me. Like it's, eventually they're going to have to call an accountant. Either if that phone call, I can tell they're going to like not file their returns or make a payment correctly.
Right.
They're going to have to call somebody at some time, either now or later. They're going to have to do something about it, but. It's pretty stressful. It's always changing, and sometimes clients teach me things by asking questions, and it's just not on my radar. And it's like a rabbit hole, and I just go deep research mode. And it's just because everything's changing. It's a living, breathing animal, truly.
Funny, it leads me into my next question. This kind of worked out great, but so a lot of business owners are great at what they do. But finances and taxes can feel very overwhelming. What would you say is the biggest mistake you see entrepreneurs making when it comes to managing their money?
Oh, man. There's so many.
Okay. Well, this is only about a 30, 45-minute show, so let's try to keep it.
Yeah. I'll hit the big items. I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 major ones. The first one... it's just not keeping proper books. Anything is better than nothing. A napkin, Excel sheet. I mean, in the order, it's getting better and better. So napkin, Excel sheet, QuickBooks. That is kind of the ideal, QuickBooks or some kind of bookkeeping similar software to QuickBooks. So important. And if you don't do that, you don't know how much you're making. You can't make strategic decisions. It's all up in here, which could be good. It could be bad.
Yeah,
and so I think at least having a general idea of what's coming in, what's going out, so you can make strategic decisions so the business can live. And then the second thing is debt. I mean, debt. I see, good golly, like electricians, plumbers. Those guys work so hard. Even sometimes doctors. They don't. They're so good at what they do that they don't think about the financial side. And before you know it, they have like predatory loans. I've seen one recently. It was like 35% per day, which I didn't even know that even existed. And it was a $10,000 loan. So it's accruing 35% a day. I don't know how that's legal. Maybe it's a 60-day loan. Either way, I could not believe that. And that was insane. I would love to see the $10 of principal hitting versus the $900 of interest, each week. I don't know. Know. Either way, you got to know if you're going to get debt, just know what the loan terms are and make sure it's competitive. And also if it's like, I call it business consumer debt. If you're buying like swag that only your team members are going to wear, and your team's in the office, probably not the best investment. I'm trying to think of the best, cars are a big one. If you don't really need a brand new truck to run your business, it's probably not a good idea to get a loan on that. Ordinary necessary is what the IRS says to be a reasonable deduction. And that kind of applies to debt too. Just make sure it's reasonable and necessary for your business. And you're going to be a extremely healthy business, and you'll be fine.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I would say I know the biggest one probably is to hire Casey Mallett with Courtesy Financial.
Yeah.
Right? That would probably be the biggest one, because everything you're saying will go away if you have somebody in your corner, like you're always in the corner, to making sure that those mistakes don't get made. Or, but let's talk about tax code. And we talk about tax code a lot. I know you you work with a lot of my agents. You work a lot within my team, and I know I usually have a lot of real estate agents on this call or on this show listening, and so I know that there'll be some out there that don't even have LLC, don't even have anything set up. They're pretty much flying by the seat of their pants. And so if you are listening or you're watching right now, we're going to put Casey's information in here. Definitely, he knows that world. He works within that real estate world, and so he understands a lot of the exemptions and things like that we can claim and what we can't claim. He's already talking about team shirts because he's probably talking about me, because obviously my agents wear team shirts and I buy them, and so what can I expense and stuff like that. But I'm curious, because tax code can be intimidating, can you clear up like maybe one common misconception people have about taxes? What would that be?
Oh gosh, yeah. I think on the personal
one.
Yeah, I do. I got a personal side and I got the business side, and I'll focus on the business first. I think people think they can write off any miles, but the true caveat there with business mileage is that, it has to be from one place of business to another place of business. An easy way to work around that is just make a home office for yourself. And then you have a place of business, so that if you go from, a work site to back to your house, it's now, a write-off. Mileage is a big one that I think businesses either take too much advantage of or don't, or just do it wrong. The second thing I'm trying to think of for the personal side is dependents. I people trying to claim their dog or a 30-year-old stepson. You got to make sure that they qualify on the dependent side, and also just the big thing too for both parties is estimated taxes, and that will get people in a lot of trouble and quick. If you won the lottery on the personal side and you didn't withhold anything throughout that tax year, the year that you made the income, that you're going to get a penalty letter and owe interest too, which is so fun. And then on the business side, if you're obviously making like 75 grand or 2 million, whatever it may be in the business, and you didn't make any estimated tax payments, you're going to get the same letter. So it's so important in the year that you make the income, you're reporting and paying your quarterly taxes. And I can help you with that, of course.
So I can't claim grandma if she's living with me?
You can. You actually can.
Okay.
Now, if she makes less than $5,000 and you're providing 50% of her livelihood or expenses, I should say, then you can claim her. But if she makes more on Social Security than $5,000 or whatever it may be, you're out of luck. You can't claim her.
So that is the key, right? They have to make less than $5,000 and then they can be claimed as a dependent.
Correct. After like if let's say you have a son that's in college and they're 23, you're okay. Yeah. You can still claim them as long as you're providing more than 50%. But the second they turn like 24 or 25, really, you're going to have issues because if they make more than $5,000, and that same thing with the grandma, if they make more than $5,000 and you're not providing the 50% of their expenses, you can't claim them. And they have to be in college, by the way, after 18. So 18 through 24, if they're in college, you can claim them regardless of the income. But I know.
What about if you're charging rent for your child that's living with you? Can you claim that as an expense?
No. So if you're charging rent, and let's say it's below market value, you can only take expenses up to the market value, or to the. I like the music. There you go.
Sorry.
It's great. It's like keeping the audience engaged. I like it.
No, my bad.
No, it's okay. No,
turned off. I apologize.
Oh, it's totally fine. So if you're providing for a kid a rental and you're charging less than the market rate, you can only take rental expenses up to what you received, nothing past that. However, if you're charging what the market charges for rent, it's like a normal rental, and you can do whatever you need. So that, just think about that. Be careful. The rentals are fun. I mean, there's so many caveats and traps into owning rentals. I own a rental, and so I've navigated those too myself. So it's it's a lot of fun.
So you've worked with business owners across a lot of different industries. You mentioned plumbers, electricians, obviously real estate agents. What are some habits you've noticed among the businesses that consistently succeed financially?
Yeah, it's the ones that actually follow up and ask questions, and that are involved in their books. Those seem to be the ones that do really well. Or if they're not involved in the books, they know exactly what's kind of happening, either through their own napkin math, but they have a good handle of what's actually coming in and what's going out. They make good relationships with other people. I think what the odds of, like, let's say you open a partnership with someone, just vetting your partner and making sure you have an amazing operating agreement that's bulletproof. I've seen some bad partnerships. Let me tell you, they end up suing each other. It seems like I think 6 out of 10 partnerships, the partners end up suing each other because people taking money when they shouldn't, or maybe it's not fraudulent. It's just they had to pay a bill, and they felt like they earned that money, but their operating agreement is weak, and they end up suing each other. So. So yeah.
Well, that's why I don't have a partner, except for my wife, and if she frickin' sues me, we're probably talking other things besides just that.
Well, and you probably vetted her, I imagine.
I did vet her. Yes, yeah. I absolutely did. But what do they say? What's hers is hers, and what's mine is hers.
I love that.
Hey, so we've kind of shared some great insights so far, but I kind of want to shift gears and about a moment with our listeners. If they're hearing Courtesy Financial for the first time, tell us about Courtesy Financial. What services do you offer? Who do you help? What makes your approach different from your typical tax firms?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's literally people, like just general people, businesses and estates and churches, nonprofits. Those are all entities I can help. So it's a wide range. So if you got it, I can help you from the most part. All right. So for services, obviously tax returns for any of those entities, bookkeeping for the business side of things, nonprofits, we can help you with that too. You get a letter from the IRS, we can provide the diagnosis, and then we can do the prognosis. Sales tax, doesn't matter where in the country you are, I can do it. You get a letter from the Illinois Department of Revenue, let's say. Me here in Orlando, I can help you. Do the same thing, diagnose and prognose. And really, if I diagnose it, it's truly up to you if you want to do the prognosis. That's, but I at least tell you what's happening and you get the, best idea. There's so many services. No,
I know. And I want to kind of help you along, because I know that, like, when we're talking independent agents in the real estate world, we always feel like it's important to separate your personal with your business.
Yeah.
And as a single agent, people tend to say, "Oh, just make the check out to me," right? Which is what is part of your personal. And so, God forbid you get sued or you do something unethical, they can come after your personal assets. Versus if you get an LLC or a S corp, which are some of those things that you will also help set up.
Yes, the any entity questions you may have, what could be the best type of business for me? We can definitely help you with that. And you're right, at the bare minimum, you want to keep your business separate from personal. I'm not a business lawyer, but I do know that if you're intermingling, you've just created a rat's nest that a judge will have fun picking through and taking assets from you personally because they can't tell what's what. And so you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I know that if someone was listening today as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or maybe just a family looking for tax guidance, what would be the process of working with your team look like?
Yeah, the best way to get to me is through my consultation link. I unfortunately I've gotten busy over the years. My consultation.
Unfortunately or fortunately?
Unfortunately, because in a perfect world, I would love to just take every phone call that comes through.
Sure.
And help everybody, but because I've been blessed and all that good stuff, and good at what I do, I now have I got to allocate time correctly. So anyways, the best way to get in touch with me is through my consultation link, and I don't know if Rick can send that, but
yeah,
perfect. And booking a meeting with me, there's a free option, 15 minutes. and there's a paid version, 1 hour. So if you got a lot of questions or a lot of issues, book accordingly. But my availability is tied to that booking software, so there is no question. I will be there, and it tags my calendar, so I expect you. So it's a great tool. After we develop an accounting relationship, usually clients will text me, and that's probably the best way after we have a working relationship. And sometimes phone calls. If we were working together for years, I'll take your phone call. Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be years. I think that's dramatic. But if we're working together and we have an ongoing engagement, and
you've always answered my calls. I mean, again, you have text capability. I know that you have email capability. All of your stuff is secure, which I think is great. So nothing is up there that can be released so far as information. You always send people to a secure site, upload documents and what have you, in order for you to kind of diagnose, as you say, because somebody's coming to you. I mean, tax accountants are like hairdressers, right? You get one and you keep them, or hygienists, right? You get a good one. You don't want to lose them. But there are those ones where you get your hair cut and it didn't turn out well, or the hairdresser goes out of business and now you're looking for a new one. It all comes from usually a referral, somebody that's using someone. And so I can highly endorse and refer Casey and his expertise and his communication skills and what have you. But while I got you, why don't you go ahead and share your phone number, promote your business, tell me your website. I mean, you're on social media. Contact. Give it to me.
Yeah. Phone number is 407-461-5152. You can call, text, whatever you prefer. If you text, I can give you that consultation link. Super easy. And then the website is going to be courtesyfin.com. That's courtesy and then fin.com. You can go to the consultation link through that website, and then we get you booked, and then I think that's really it, right? I don't know.
I'm also and then you've got your social media, Facebook and stuff like that.
Yes, on Instagram, I'm Casey the Accountant, Casey the Accountant. You can follow me there, and I think that's really it. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn too. I don't know.
All right, cool. No, that's cool. All right, let's have some fun. What's one financial or tax myth that makes accountants cringe every time they hear it?
Oh man. I'm on the spot. I like this. Let's see. It really comes
going to make it easy.
Yeah, I think depreciation, and probably just by saying that word, I lost half your audience. But depreciation, or even TikTok, TikTok is a big pusher of depreciation, and they sell it like it's like the best, tax evasion thing you can do. But on the back end, in my world, we're like, oh no, there's caveats, and there's things you need to consider. It may work for some of you, it may not work for the others. For example, if your business is already in the negative and you don't owe anything, there's no purpose of buying a truck and fully depreciating it in year one. That's a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could give every entrepreneur in America a piece of financial advice besides hiring you, what would it be? That should be the first thing, right?
Yeah, I think the best financial advice is just stay away from debt. I've seen it crush families, businesses. I know that's a really boring accountant answer probably, but debt is
answer.
Yeah, I mean, debt is just terrible.
You're a Debbie Downer on that one, but I hear you. Yes, it's probably one that a lot of people are in debt, right? We know that's a situation, but
yeah.
I think the big thing here is that looking at debt, hiring somebody like Casey, he can help you get out of debt. He can put you in a better path to assist you. And I'll be honest with you, I know that you can find things in expenses and things like that we can claim and stuff like that makes sense, that's legal, that isn't oh, I want to claim this or that, and it not be, it could potentially call the A word out, which we don't like to say. But,
5-letter word, A word.
I won't say it. I ain't saying it. You're not saying it. But
Nope.
And our listeners and our viewers probably are wondering what's the A word, and it's not ass. So, but it ends with T. And it's not something you want to have done. No, they do not want to be knocking on your door. But outside of work, Casey, I mean, how do you recharge? What's a perfect day off look like for Casey?
Yeah, honestly, the gym. Funny enough, I work out with one of your agents. We're working out today. The gym is great. I think mentally, physically, spiritually, in a weird way. You lifting too much weight, you kind of see, your God. But no,
I'm trying to think out of my team, who the heck's working out? Mike?
Yes, Mike. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad to see he's doing that. I know that he was trying to. It's hard, right? I mean, getting to the gym is hard, right? I mean, I can't even tell you, but I commend you if you are doing it consistently. So good for you.
Yeah, thank you. We've been doing it consistently probably like last 3 months, and we go late at night because that's the only pocket of time we have. So, 8:30, 9ish, we go and we work out for an hour, and it's a good time. So, and it's great.
At night?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, maybe it's a little less busy, right?
Yeah, and the gym we go to on Colonial, it's fully packed. It's crazy during the day. So.
Oh, even at 8:39.
Yeah, at 8:30 you may find 1 or 2 treadmills that are open, but
Gotcha.
It gets pretty wild in there.
Are you doing weights, or are you just doing cardio, or what?
Yeah, we do. The first 10 minutes of each workout, we're doing like an uphill climb, and then from there it's usually weights, upper body mostly, leg day here and there.
Like free weights.
Free weights, bar, the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I know we initially talked about BNI, and for those out there, Casey and I both are in a BNI networking group called BNI Fusion. We have been for a few years now, and there's about, what do you think, Casey, 20 other businesses that are in our group, and these are all walks of life, but these are all individual business owners. This is how, no, it's not how I met Casey. Casey and I, because of real estate, I think I helped him buy his first home.
You did.
And one of my agents, actually, David Hickey, was the agent that worked with you. And it's funny, you'd be working with me, but it was a lead that came in, and David was on his way to a UCF game.
Yep.
And he was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and whatever, and I called him and I said, David, hey, I got my listing. Can you show this listing for me? And that's how you guys met. But we've been friends for quite some time now. And I don't know if I invited you to the group, but maybe. I don't know. Was it me? Or?
Yeah, it was. It was you. Yep. Yeah.
So if you're a small business out there and you are thinking, man, I could use some more business, then you need to have a conversation with us and just come and be a visitor. It's kind of like a fly on the wall and just see what it's about. You don't have to join first time, even the second time. But we'd love to have you, and you can send me a comment or drop me a private message. I'll get you the information. We meet every Thursday, 8 to 9:30 on Zoom. So it's an all Zoom chapter. A lot of them meet at 7:30 at some coffee shop, an hour away. We're just all Zoom, but then we actually have some fun once a month and meet up for a social. So if you're interested, let either Casey and I know, and we'll get you in. So 5 years from now, Casey, walk me through it. What do you hope people say about impacting you've made through their business and your work?
Yeah, before I answer that, I do want to add a little sprinkle of joy onto the BNI group. Yes, the BNI group has been great, by the way. I don't want to be a salesman, a used car salesman, it feels like, but
no,
they have been amazing, an amazing resource. I need an electrician. I know one. Personally, know an electrician. I need a landlord management company after working with Rick. I have one in that group, like an estate lawyer, like a financial advisor. Anything you need, it's great. And your friends will ask you, "Do you know a financial advisor?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I do." And she's great. So, anyways. Yeah. Just knowing that has increased my network by tenfold, and I think that's worth the money in itself. Especially the benefit that my clients get out of it too. But yes, to answer your question, I have been thinking about this a lot, and I don't know why, but I do hope that I'm having a positive impact on the community, as a whole. And I do hope that people can, look back and be like, wow, Casey, made my life a lot simpler with taxes. And he did it in a way that's very personable and not, like a dry rock on the side of the road that's boring. I want it to be, an engaged process and educational for, the client as well. So, really at the end of the day, I just hope that they, enjoy working with me and can see me as a positive impact on the community, and they're not with pitchforks trying to get me out of it. So that's kind of it.
Well, and also I want to go ahead and say a huge congratulations, because I know that you're about to be a dad, and 5 years from now you're going to have a 5-year-old running around, but that would be crazy. But for now, you got to be excited about that and that upcoming birth of your child.
Yeah, and honestly, that's probably why I've been thinking about my 5-year impact or just my general impact. I'm so excited. Yep. I'm nervous. It's like riding a roller coaster. You're excited for it, but you're anxious.
Yeah. Well, you've built already something very successful. You've built what will be a legacy down the road, and obviously with BNI and all the partners that you have there. And if you are thinking of changing accountants, I mean, you should have one. But if you don't, definitely you want to, get in touch with us at the show, and we'll get in touch with Casey and get you, so I can get a referral out of it, which is what BNI requires. But anyway, just kidding. Hey, Casey, thanks so much for joining us today. It's been great learning about your journey, your business, and all the valuable insights you've shared with our listeners and our viewers. And to everyone tuning in, first off, I want to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Beyond the Key podcast. If you found value in today's conversation, then be sure to subscribe, share the episode with someone who could benefit from it. Follow us for more conversations with the people making a difference in our communities. And until next time, I'm Rick Brown. This has been Beyond the Key podcast. We'll see you on the next episode. Always remember to make it a great day, and bye for now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.
Thank you.